The Secretary of Defense shall submit to the Congressional Defense Committees a report on the findings of the assessment conducted under subsection B. B. Form. The report required by subparagraph A shall be submitted in an unclassified form, but may include a classified annex to the extent required to protect the national security of the United States. 2. Quarterly briefings. A. In general, not later than March 1, 2023, and quarterly thereafter until March 1, 2026. Each Secretary of a military department and the Director of the Defense Logistics Agency shall brief the Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition and Sustainment on the fluctuations in supply chain forecasting and demand requirements for each dual-use item covered by Section 2533 of Title 10, United States Code. B. Documentation. Each briefing under subparagraph A shall be accompanied by documentation regarding the particular points of discussion for that briefing, including the fluctuations described in such subparagraph, expressed as a percentage. Sec. 845. Department of Defense Research and Development Priorities. The Secretary of Defense shall cooperate with the Secretary of Energy to ensure that the priorities of the Department of Defense with respect to the research and development of alternative technologies to, and methods for the extraction, processing, and recycling of, critical minerals, as defined in Section 2(b) of the National Materials and Minerals Policy, Research, and Development Act of 1980, 30 U.S.C. (1601)(b) are considered and included where feasible in the associated research and development activities funded by the Secretary of Energy pursuant to the program established under paragraph G of Section 7002 of Division Z of the Consolidated Appropriations Act, 2021, Public Law 116-260. Sec. 846. Report on the Manufacturing Engineering Education Program. A. Report required, not later than March 1, 2023, the Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition and Sustainment, in coordination with the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering, shall submit to the Congressional Defense Committees a report on the Manufacturing Engineering Education Program established under Section 2196 of Title 10, United States Code, referred to in this section as the program. B. Elements. The report required under subsection A shall include the following elements for the program. 1. A summary of activities conducted, and grants or awards made, during the previous fiscal year. 2. The extent to which the program can be modified to improve collaboration among institutions of higher education, career and technical education programs, workforce development boards, labor organizations, and organizations representing defense industrial base contractors to focus on career pathways for individuals seeking careers in manufacturing. 3. An assessment of the benefits and costs of enhancing or expanding the program to include individuals attending secondary schools and career and technical education programs not considered institutions of higher education. Four, recommendations for legislative changes or other incentives that could improve career pathways for individuals seeking careers in manufacturing, particularly in support of the defense industrial base. 5. Other related matters the Secretary deems appropriate. C. Definitions in this section. 1. The term career and technical education has the meaning given such term in Section 3 of the Carl D. Perkins Career and Technical Education Act of 2006, 20 U.S.C. 2302. 2. The term defense industrial base contractor means a prime contractor or subcontractor, at any tier, in the defense industrial base. 3. The term institution of higher education has the meaning given such term in Section 1001 of Title 20, United States Code. 4. The term labor organization has the meaning given such term in Section 2 of the National Labor Relations Act, 2914 U.S.C. 152. 5. The term Workforce Development Board means a state board or a local board, as such terms are defined in Section 3 of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, 29 U.S.C. 3102. Sec. 847. Plan and report on reduction of reliance on services, supplies, or materials from covered countries. A. Plan. The Secretary of Defense, in consultation with the Secretary of State, shall develop and implement a plan to 1. Reduce the reliance of the United States on services, supplies, or materials obtained from sources located in geographic areas controlled by covered countries, and 2. Mitigate the risks to national security and the defense supply chain arising from the reliance of the United States on such sources for services, supplies, or materials. To meet critical defense requirements. B. Report. Not later than 2 years after the date of the enactment of this Act, the Secretary of Defense shall submit to the Congressional Defense Committees a report describing the plan required under subsection A. C. Covered country defined. In this section, the term covered country means North Korea, China, Russia, and Iran. Sec. 848. Prohibition on certain procurements from the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. A. Prohibition on the availability of funds for certain procurements from ex-UAR. None of the funds authorized to be appropriated by this Act or otherwise made available for fiscal year 2022 for the Department of Defense may be obligated or expended to knowingly procure any products mined, produced, or manufactured wholly or in part by forced labor from ex-UAR or from an entity that has used labor from within or transferred from ex-UAR as part of a poverty alleviation or pairing assistance program. B. Rulemaking. Not later than 90 days after the date of the enactment of this Act, the Secretary of Defense shall issue rules to require a certification from offerers for contracts with the Department of Defense stating the offerer has made a good faith effort to determine that forced labor from ex-UAR, as described in subsection A, was not or will not be used in the performance of such contract. C. Definitions in this section. 1. The term forced labor means all work or service which is exacted from any person under the menace of any penalty for its non-performance and for which the worker does not offer himself voluntarily. Two, the term person means a natural person, corporation, company, business association, partnership, society, trust, or any other non-governmental entity, organization, or group, or b. any successor, subunit, parent entity, or subsidiary of, or any entity under common ownership or control with any entity described in subparagraph A. 3. The term ex-UAR means the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of the People's Republic of China. Subtitle F. Industrial Base Matters Sec. 851. Modifications to Printed Circuit Board Acquisition Restrictions. A. In general. Section 2533D of Title 10, United States Code, is amended, 1. In subsection A, in paragraph 1, by striking January 1, 2023 and inserting the date determined under paragraph 3, and b. by adding at the end the following new paragraph. 3. Paragraph 1 shall take effect on January 1, 2027. 2. In subsection C, A, in paragraph 2, in the matter preceding subparagraph A, by inserting specified type of after means any. 2. In subparagraph A, by striking, as such terms are defined under sections 103 and 103 of Title 41, respectively, and 3. By amending subparagraph